goat. Sheep and goat are different. That's why one's called a sheep and one's called a goat.
They're the same.
No, they're not, because one's a sheep and one's a goat.
They look the same. Goats are like a third of that size.
Did you skip kindergarten?
When you learn about animals.
Welcome to Zion National Park.
We got there at like 5 o'clock in the morning, didn't we?
Yes, literally it's 5 o'clock in the morning because we wanted to beat all the crowds in Zion National Park, and it was the best thing we did.
We came in through there, the east entrance, went to that Zion Mount Carmel Highway, and then parked at the visitor center, and then we took the shuttle pretty much all the way to the end to check out the Weeping Rock first thing, and we had plans to do that trail. It was supposed to be like, what, 6 miles long or something?
Yeah, because we got to the east entrance at 5 o'clock, and by the time we got there and got down to the visitor center, it was about 5:50, and then the first shuttle started at 6.
Yeah. So, and then we went down after that. Went down to the Narrows, and then went down to the Emerald Pool Trails, and then went back out the way we came in. So here's a little satellite image coming in. We camped there at Kanab, Utah. Drove in through the east entrance, like I said, and there's Zion National Park right there. And then we first stopped, besides the visitor center, which I don't think it was even open when we got there, was it?
Nope. We went there afterwards.
We went down, took the shuttle down to Weeping Rock. Right, Elise?
Yep.
What do you remember about the Weeping Rock?
Nothing.
Well, here it is, right here. Remember that?
No.
The big old hole in the rocks. That was crying.
Ryan.
Oh, back then.
Yep.
I remember what they said. It said about the water that comes out of those rocks. How long it actually takes to actually weep up, gradually come out of the rocks.
That's me?
Yeah, if you remember.
No, I don't. My brain has other information you need to worry about. Not rocks.
Anyway, we first saw a deer on this trail, so as you see, then there's the big area where the rocks are weeping. And it takes 1,000 years, at least 1,000 years for the water to get through the rocks. So we're looking at 1,000-year-old water.
Gradually get through all of the rocks and to come on out, which is pretty cool.
There's all of us under the Weeping Rock, trying not to get spit on by 1,000-year-old water.
Yeah, it's really slippery under there.
Then we started up this trail. Started there at the Weeping Rocks, then we started up this trail. I guess it's the Hidden Canyon Trail.
Yep, it was 4-mile hike up and a 4-mile hike down. But I had told the kids it was only a 2-mile hike up. And it was going to be a 2-mile hike down.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to hear a complain about it.
Well, ended up cutting it short anyway, because a little bit steep at points, and
Lyndon got scared.
yeah, Lyndon got scared, which means Mom got scared.
I wasn't scared. I was just didn't want to watch my 10-year-old freak out on the darn side of a cliff, and that made me nervous. So we made it up.
Scared.
Huh?
You're scared.
So you see there's lots of switchbacks up this, I don't say it's a cliff, but it's a mountain head. Or mountainside. But I had pretty good views with the sunrise coming over the edge of the canyon there.
We made it up, what, a mile and a half?
Yeah, it's a mile and a half. As you can see the Weeping Rock down there. And then, what is that, the Virgin River that carves through the Zion National Park.
Yep.
So we only made it a mile and a half up the trail and then turned around. Then we had our little trek down to the Zion, the Narrows, right?
Yeah. We went back down and we got back on a shuttle, and then we decided to go up the Narrows. Because by this time it was only, I don't even think it was 9 in the morning.
I don't think so. Yeah, but it was starting to get crowded.
It was starting to get crowded by this point.
So it's about a mile walk down to where you start the Narrows, but lots of pretty good sights here with the Virgin River. And the thing with the Narrows is it's they limit people going through the Narrows if the river is got too much water flow. So luckily for us, it wasn't that bad. So.
But the day before, they had closed the Narrows.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because there was too much rain.
What did it say about the Narrows, Elise?
Stupid.
Why was it stupid?
Because I was forced to go when I didn't want to. And I made that very prominent to all of you. And you all were like, yeah, too bad, and started walking away without me.
Because
and I didn't feel like getting left alone, so I followed you, and then all hell broke loose.
we just thought it would be a fun trip up. And
I did it, and I knew it wouldn't be. I sensed that, and you did not believe me.
Why did you sense it was going to be a bad trip?
Because I'm psychic.
You're psychotic?
So, fuck you.
What did you say?
Fuck you!
Anyway, little Elise here had a little panic attack. Right? Or was it fake?
No.
Anyway, she started having a panic attack. We're not going to show that here. But we did what? About a quarter mile? Half a mile?
Yeah, we probably went a half mile in.
About a half mile up the Narrows, and it was pretty good.
Yeah.
What we saw.
I mean, the water that it had gotten pretty, where we went into had gotten pretty deep because the day before it was closed. So.
I don't know if it's pretty deep. I mean, it got up to our knees, basically.
Well, I guess it depends. I mean, it depends on the height of the child. The boys was at their waist.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I thought it was up to their knees.
No.
Anyway, so this is the mile-long hike to the beginning of the Narrows Trail.
This is the paved walkway.
Yeah.
So if you are handicapped at all, I mean, you could at least, take this
paved trail up there.
You're right, and at least go along the.
Some pretty good views along the way too.
Right, along the river and stuff.
The funny thing is Chantel's brother and his family were planning on doing this basically the same vacation, but the reverse route. And we had planned on meeting up at Zion at some point, but we knew they're in the park at some point.
My brother said, "Oh, I'll just call you on the cell phone." Well,
Yeah.
we knew that we would not have cell phone coverage in the park, and so, which we did not, and so we get to the park, no cell phone coverage, so we're just like, well, okay, I guess we probably won't be meeting them up because, I mean, it's a national park. There's a bunch of shuttle stops. What are the chances we're going to meet them in this park? And we went through the Narrows, and after we left, lo and behold, we actually ran into them.
Yeah, right on the trail on the way back. But so this is us starting off the Narrows here. There's the first part of it is kind of mixed and match between, like, you know, rocky trail and actually in the water. I guess depending on how high the river is, but a couple chances to take a couple breaks when you first start off. But it was pretty neat. We saw this couple in front of us. I guess that lady was like, what? She was
87.
She was pretty old.
Yeah, I think her the lady that was helping her said she was 87.
Yep. Remember this lady, Elise? Old lady.
Yeah.
So it was just a dream of hers to hike the Narrows. So it was pretty inspiring to watch this lady to go along the Narrows at 87 years old and do this. So,
yep, so
really
she's
cool.
She's there right there. So yeah, I guess. Well, see, it's up to their thighs up there. So it was pretty neat. I mean, they say it's the Narrows for a reason. We didn't really get to the really narrow part, but it was, I guess, between the canyon walls, it was, what, 50 feet? 75 feet between the walls there?
Mm-hmm.
So this is about the point where we had to turn around. Jonah wanted to keep going in front of us, and I said, no, there's no way you're going to walk the rest of this Narrows, because it's like, what, a good 4 or 5 miles long?
Yeah. Well, obviously it goes up further, but we didn't want to separate all of us.
Yeah.
And I don't think we expected it, under all the water, the rocks to be as,
Rocky.
well, not that, but big as they were. I mean, I think that was part of some of the kids' issue. So.
Yeah. And so here's some pictures of when we met up with, we eventually met up with Chantel's brother and their family and had a nice, good selfie session there right on the river. Kind of just happened by chance to meet up with them on the way. They were going to the Narrows and we're coming away from the Narrows, so. And here's the shuttle ride down. I think we took, at this point we were kind of a little bit tired. It was about lunchtime, so we went down to back down to the lodge area.
And we stopped. And then we just decided to stop. Yes.
Yep.
We did go, and we had some lunch.
Yep, so this is the shuttle ride from the Narrows to the lodge. Remember the lodge, Elise?
We stopped and we had lunch, and then we had
Ice cream.
ice cream. Mm-hmm. You do remember.
I guess there's some people. I guess the shuttle driver stopped and wanted to point out some folks who were climbing some rock faces there, so which was pretty neat.
I just loved this park. I thought it was absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to go back here again.
We're gonna try Angel's Landing next.
No, I'm not doing Angel's Landing. I have a fear of heights, and it said people die on that. I'm not doing that. But I really do want to do the trail that we started to go up initially.
Yep. So after lunch, quick lunch at the lodge area, we went up to the trail that went to the Emerald Pools, and this is pretty neat. It had a big boulder that fell across the trail, and this is the first of the Emerald Pools. There's like, what, 3 total, right?
Yes. Lower, in the middle, and the upper.
Yep. So this is the lower Emerald Pool. Don't know why I called it Emerald Pool. It wasn't that emeraldy. Another area where the water was coming out of the rocks,
Okay.
which is pretty neat. getting rained on. And the middle pool was kind of like nothing really home to write about.
It was a much smaller area.
This is the upper pool, which is pretty awesome. It was a nice little beach area, and then this nice little shaded spot, because at this point it was probably about, you know, early afternoon. It was getting pretty hot, and we got some respite from the sun.
It was crowded to go up there, but it was worth it. Like, it was completely worth the crowds, and I thought everyone was, for the most part, I mean, you had a couple people that were just, you're always going to have the jerk or two in the crowd, but most people were really polite on the trails and let you pass and stuff. As far as, you know, because people are coming and going and the trails are really narrow, you had people coming down and people going up to pass, to be able to get over, to let some people come down, and then let, obviously, people waited to let others go up. I thought it was completely worth that climb. That was fun.
So I think this is the bus ride back to the visitor center, and you can see that everyone's pretty pooped out. There's Elise. Yay! She's actually one of the happier looking kids.
I mean, that was a long day. I don't think we left there until probably 6.
No,
day.
it was early afternoon.
No, it was not.
Because it was like 3 or 4. And this is the drive out of the park, back from the visitor center. So now we get to see all the sights we didn't get to see when we came in, because it was dark when we came in. So this is the drive back. We saw a few examples of wildlife on the way back. So I think there was some bighorn sheep, right, that we saw.
Yes.
Oh, and also when we came in, it was 5 o'clock in the morning, so it was obviously dark. We almost got hit by a damn buffalo.
Like he charged our car. It almost charged the side of our car, the passenger side of the car.
Out of the blue, a buffalo just running right towards us. Luckily, he saw us and steered away. Remember the buffalo, Elise?
I didn't see it, but I remember Mom screaming. And it making that face.
What face?
That face.
So on the way back, there's a bunch of these switchback roads, and there's also a tunnel that you drive through, which is pretty neat because they have little cutouts in the tunnel that you can see different viewpoints from.
The windows.
There's the first tunnel. There's the first cutout.
Yes, it sped up.
Yep.
It just said people on us.
Look at the big horn on the left-hand side.
Y'all bench. Yo, big horn. Hey, it's about a little big horn.
That's awesome.
Ooh, they do.
That's a good one, Nolan.
Yeah, because there's 3 more. There's 3 meanings for horny.
I always think about the engineering feat to put this road in to get into that part of the park. I think that's kind of an amazing thing too.
I mean, this isn't natural?
No, this part is not natural,
Oh.
but if you want to be able to go see these things, you have to be able to put a road in. to get people into these national parks. I know it's kind of controversial for some people, but I don't know how you would get there without a road.
Did you like Zion at all after the first couple hours at least?
I don't really remember it.
Well, that's why you're making these videos, so you remember it.
Remember these great family vacations, Elise. A family memory of rocks.
All I really remember is you yelling at me all the time, and then everyone else joining in on the fun, and then everyone else yelling at each other.
Well, at least you remember something. There's some more bighorn sheeps. Sheeps.
Oh my God, you're so cute, the baby.
Bighorn sheep, though.
Goat. Sheep and goat are different. That's why one's called a sheep and one's called a goat.
They're the same.
No, they're not, because one's a sheep and one's a goat.
They look the same. Goats are like a third that size.
Did you skip kindergarten?
When you learn about animals,
If you haven't figured it out by now, Elise is not exactly the most enthusiastic person when it comes to vacations. So,
She thought we went to see rocks after rocks. They're all just a bunch of rocks.
Because it's your interest and not mine.
we've done some other things that are your interest as well. So, anyway, that's our visit to Zion National Park. Anything else you gotta say?
It's one of the best. One of the best, but I love them all.
We haven't been to them all, so
Well, all the ones we've been to, I tend to love them all. I could go see rocks every day.
alright. Subscribe, like, comment, share, thumbs up.
And we'll see you next time.
Yep, subscribe. Bye.